What's going on? It's your boy Masta B here live from the MMB Radio Studios for the MMB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all, and as we are in not only spooky season, but the air gets a little bit cooler. It's the fall time. It's also Exotica season, and Exotica, the place where everybody goes to learn about love, sex, and everything that has to do with the adult business. And our guest today is going to be a person that you can see there at Exotica, New Jersey. I want to welcome her in right now, Miss Honey Butter. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Like hot honey butter on your breakfast toast. Thank you for waking up and talking to us. This is awesome to have you come on. And first things first, I mean, you are an adult performer. And right away, when I reached out to you about having you on the podcast, we're going to talk about Exotica and being there at Exotica. But your bio says amateur. And I wanted to question, what made you feel that you are an amateur compared to what others may call themselves as a professional? So what differentiates the two?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I just go with amateur because I guess I'm kind of humble about it, and I feel like there's younger, hotter, better, more experienced people out there. So I feel like I probably would be categorized as amateur, but I'm not really sure what the parameters are for that. Do you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it's like a lot of people say that they're like amateur, and I'm like, amateur is like more as like a raw, gritty feel to it, whereas professional, you think of glitz and glamour, and
right.
neither one of them are bad. But I mean, I appreciate the humbleness and everything, but the people on socials, I mean, for being pretty humble, you have a fan base and a following. So I guess my next question would be is, having fans adore you and everything, what made you want to get into this line of work? Like, it's not something that, you go to school for. It's not something that a lot of people, put on college resumes. But what made you decide I want to get into the adult business?
Well, I do not have a college education. I was a stay-at-home mom my whole life, pretty much, and honestly, what got me into it was kind of accidental. I didn't really mean to get into it. I actually used to be like super religious. I was a Mennonite for a while, and I never would have thought of doing things like this. But after my divorce, I was kind of hard up for money, and taking care of all the kids. I have 6 kids, and
Wow.
so I was manning it all. I was in charge of everything and responsible for everybody, and they were all like teenagers, and things were expensive, and I was on my own for the first time in my life, and I was working 3 jobs, and I was like, so I worked nights at a sleep job where I was at a group home, and then during the day I was a host for Perkins, and then I also did a few cleaning side jobs and stuff. So I was gone all the time, and my kids were teenagers. They're running amok all night, with no supervision, and I was like just kind of up against it. So I put an ad on Craigslist to do housekeeping, like for extra jobs. And I got this job doing housekeeping for this guy who had a business, and he had me cleaning his business and his house. And then he was like, oh, I would give you a really big tip if you could just do a little stress relief for me. And I was like, oh, I don't do stuff like that. I was like, I can't do that. Anyway, so he kept on me for a long time and talked me into it finally. And I was able to pay my rent in 3 minutes. I was like, that took 3 minutes, and I was able to pay my rent for the month. So I was like, oh my God. And he said I was really good at it. So I was like, maybe I could tap into this and not have to work as hard and be home with my kids more. So I put an ad on Sexy Jobs where I created a profile and stuff. And that's what got it started, actually.
So, I mean, obviously you have teenage kids and everything. Like, how do you hide stuff from them? Do you hide stuff from them? Have you had,
no,
a
they
backlash
know
from that?
do. Yeah,
Okay.
no, my kids and I, we have been through a lot together, and they're pretty much adults now. My youngest is 17, and they know what I do. We tell each other everything, and so, yeah, it's pretty open.
So they don't, that you haven't had any issues with them, being harassed or teased in school. Like, is it something that's just never gotten to that point where other people found out about it?
No, locally, I'm just now starting to have people recognize me locally, so it's been pretty quiet. It was just my kids that knew, and actually they went and told all their friends, and they didn't get bullied for it. What happened was their friends would start coming over to get peeks at me and stuff. I was like,
Hey,
stop
free
telling your
marketing.
friends what I do, you guys. Stop it. Anyway, yeah, so I haven't had any negative backlash really, and I do worry about that a little bit, but I guess it is what it is. I'm not really ashamed of what I do. So
yeah, and obviously, like you said, you paid your rent in 3 minutes, so I'm assuming all the other jobs that you were doing were like no longer like needed. Like you just are you solely just focusing on your career as an adult performer?
I still hustle a bunch of side stuff, but I don't have to as much anymore, so it takes a lot of the pressure off. Like I do housekeeping at the hotel, and I keep that job and just work minimum hours that I can, and then I fill in. I also do professional cuddling, and I have a bounce house business where I do party rentals and stuff. So I've got a few things going on. I like to be able to take care of everybody, and nobody has to worry about stuff.
Now, as an adult performer, and I say adult performer because I feel like in the last, 20, 30 years, like the adult business has changed in so many different aspects or ways. Where a lot of people are doing online stuff. I mean, we started off, I'm old school. I can remember I was there at the end of like the VHS era, and then it went into DVD, and then it went into online stuff. Um, so do you shoot content like as far as like boy girl or girl girl solo, or what is some of the things that you kind of label yourself like the umbrella that you fall under?
I guess I'm like open to doing all that stuff, male, female, girl, girl, threesomes, different, all those things. I'm really open to. I just kind of take whatever jobs come to me. Like I like to work with producers that handle everything because I really suck at technology and scheduling stuff, and that's why I got this guy who's setting me up a website and doing all that stuff for me so I don't have to do it. But yeah, I guess where I kind of shine is gangbangs. I'm good at those and people all have a good time, and so I've been doing quite a few of those, but they haven't been released yet, some of them.
So having been very religious your whole life, and then like obviously going through a divorce and kind of just turning your world upside down, obviously you have 6 kids, so clearly you're not shy as far as in the bedroom. But how did it go about making love, having sex with strangers, with people for the first time? Like, was there anxiety? Like you say,
Oh
obviously doing
yeah.
gangbangs. Like, it's not something that, you just one day you're a good housewife and the next day it's like, okay, 20 of you guys, like, let's go. Like, how did you
Yeah.
transition into that?
You know, I've been through some stuff. I mean, like we had kind of a traumatic family life before the divorce, and after it was like super. We went through so many crazy things. I'm talking like crazy things, like it would put shameless to shame type family stuff going on. And so like I was just kind of inoculated into this trauma response thing where like I'm able to disassociate and like I just do what I have to do to get through. And so when I first started doing this stuff, yeah, I was so nervous and I was really anxious, but the money was a huge motivation, and I do have a really high sex drive, so I do really enjoy it. Like I'm genuinely enjoying myself in all these videos, and so once I got over the getting naked in front of strangers and doing stuff in front of a camera, then it really wasn't such a hard transition after all. It was, and the incentive is great to walk away with all that money and be able to take care of everybody is like so empowering. So yeah.
Now, you mentioned about doing boy girl and girl girl. Had you had any previous experiences doing like girl girl stuff prior to getting into this world, or did you like, experience a lot of your firsts in this world?
Yeah, it's a lot of firsts because I got married when I was 17 and I was like totally faithful and with my husband for 22 years. So like all of this is new. Everything is new. I was like, oh my God, there's like so many different penises out there, and like, like girls are so fun. They're soft and they're beautiful, and it's like they're really nice to kiss and so passionate. And like, I've really enjoyed experiencing all these new things and multiple people. It's like, oh my God, all these people in this room. My first gangbang, I was like, I walked in and it was for private society, and I walked in and there was already like 20 guys in there and there was more coming. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like 4 girls. So yeah, it's crazy.
Now, that did it ever cross your mind, like obviously once you start get past the nervousness and the anxiety, did it ever go through your mind like, man, I was missing out on all this? Like you're enjoying it now. Did you ever think, damn, like I should have been doing this sooner?
I mean, yeah, I do kind of feel that way because like there's just so much variety out there, and I was so sheltered, and it really is kind of, I mean, I love people too, so it's like I really enjoy connecting and meeting new people, and like everybody's got like these spirits behind all their sexuality, and like there's such a stigma with it. It's like people are usually made to feel kind of ashamed of their sexuality. So like when you get into these settings, it's like everybody's just wide open and everybody's happy and they're having a good time and nobody feels ashamed. And it's just it's really cool to experience that and just like the freedom of it. So yeah.
Now you talked about doing these gangbangs and everything. So how much is too much? Because a lot of people talk about gangbangs and they're like, oh yeah, like 4 or 5, and then like other people are doing these crazy ones, like world record ones. Um,
Like
what
Bonnie
is too
Blues.
much for a honey? Like what is too much for a honey right now? Like, do you have like a goal where you're like, all right, I kind of started off this, and I think I can kind of graduate to the next level?
Yeah, I was telling my producer that I really just don't feel like there would be a limit. I'd be game to try anything. So like, yeah, bring it on. That's what I say.
Now, is there any kind of prep that goes into something like that? Because I mean, like obviously, like I mean, obviously, I wouldn't know because I'm not, in that position. But like, clearly, like more than a couple. Like, I mean, there's got to be like times for like breaks and pause, and you know what I mean. Like, how does one kind of get themselves amped up for that?
I do personally. I like to like be all ready so that I will fast for like 3 or 4 days beforehand, and just so that my stomach's really empty and I'm not getting all jostled around, um, and it also helps with deep throating so you don't start barfing on anybody. That would be nasty.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
some
there's a
people are into
fetish for
that, but
that,
I'm not.
but yeah,
Yeah. So I do the fasting and I do a lot of stretching and try to stay hydrated and like, just try to be pretty much just go into it really healthy, make sure I'm taking all my vitamins and stuff. So, because I mean, it is really exhausting. It's like after one of those, it's like you're just kind of
yeah,
zombie-ish
because
for
you
a little
stop and you
bit.
think about it, it's just like clearly when shooting it for a video and stuff of that nature, like obviously there's editing that's going on, but like somebody could be going for quite a while, and then you could have
Yeah.
somebody that's not going very long. So it's kind of hard to figure out like time frame, like okay, this is going to be 40 minutes. Well, no, because one guy could be 50 just by himself.
Right.
um so when were you doing that, like you mentioned about getting healthy, hydrated and everything, but have you ever had to like stop and say like, okay, like time out? Like, do you get timeouts? Is it like a sport? Do you get a certain amount of timeouts, or you could be like, hey, I'm gonna stop this for a second?
Well, I mean, the ones I've been in, they don't do any editing. It's just like straight through, and they're
Oh,
usually
okay.
about 3 hours long. So it's like 3 hours of intense, just you know,
Getting
so
fucked
many
for
dicks
three
all over
hours.
the place. Yeah, and like I mean, of course, we're allowed to get up and take breaks and go to the bathroom or get drinks and stuff like that. And I do that a little bit, but I try not to take too many breaks because there's usually a lot of people in the room waiting for a turn, so I want to make sure everybody has a good time. And guys are usually pretty good about taking turns, but.
Now, how many have you done in one scene to record so far?
Well, I mean, there were other girls in some of them that had the big numbers. Like, I mean, there was like, I think there was one where it was just me and one other girl, and then there was like 35 or 40 guys.
Oh, wow. So not all 35 or 40 had a turn with you, or did they?
It's really hard to know
Or you
that
just kind
because
of, I mean, I guess when you're in the
there's,
moment, you're not
yeah,
keeping count.
there's like usually a dick in my mouth and people in my face, and I can't see what's going on. So I'm like, I try to make sure everybody's like not standing around waiting for a turn, but I really don't. I'm not sure if everybody gets.
You're
You
like,
just kind
you're
of,
getting a
that's
dick
up
and
to
you're like, I don't
them.
know if
Yeah,
this one's already
they
been
got to
here
get
or if
in
this
there.
is a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, having saying that you're open to everything, is there anything that you're still kind of hesitant on doing, or like, I'm not trying to do all that, or are you kind of just
Um,
like, hey, like I'll take it in stride?
yeah, I have some hard nose. Like, I did do one shoot with this company that I did not really have a good time with. So after that, I decided nothing with vomit and I've nothing with feces and nothing with hard violence. Like, I don't like to have like marks left on me and stuff. So those are my hard nose.
Gotcha. And then like what is it still that you want to do in the business? Like obviously you're still kind of fairly new to this, but like do you have goals? Like is there like production companies that you want to work with? Is there certain talent that you're a fan of and you want to work with?
Not really. I'm really just kind of go with the flow. I don't really have any huge goals or anything. I just take what comes and just run with it, I guess. I don't really, I mean, I love working with most everybody. I don't think I've worked with anybody I didn't like working with. So,
Now do you watch your own porn or
not really, no. I mean, like sometimes I'll go read the comments and be like, just out of curiosity, but I don't really watch it, I guess. Not really.
do you watch other people's? Like do you get tips and like is there things that you notice other talent are doing there saying, hey, that's I might want to try something like that.
A little bit. I not too much. I'm kind of a busy person, so I don't have time to like sit around and do that stuff. But I do try to study up a little if there's neat new things I want to try.
Now you mentioned being a busy person. Like what are some of the things that obviously, you have children, you're doing this career, but like what other things do you enjoy doing on your downtime? Do you get much time to kind of just do what most people outside of the adult business would consider like normal activities?
I don't get a whole lot of time, honestly. Like I do have 6 kids and then I have 7 grandkids, and so I'm running around a lot, just helping everybody and making sure everybody's okay. And then I work and then I do all my side jobs. So when I do have a little bit of downtime, I guess I like to read, I like to cook, I like to lately I've been practicing juggling and just for fun. And
I mean,
uh
35, 40 guys, you would need to know how to juggle. I mean,
I would
it,
like to try sword swallowing. I'm looking for someone to teach me to do that if you know anybody.
I'm sure there are a lot of guys that are like, we don't have a sword, but I have something else that I can have you swallow.
I do
Um,
think I'd be good at that, yeah.
yeah. Now, I mean, obviously, like you have a fan base, you have people to hit you up on socials. Do you get solicited a lot by people that are like, hey, like I want to shoot content with you? Because you have on there like looking to create content, hit me up. How often do you get inquiries about people saying like, hey, like I would love to shoot with you? And how do you know if people are legit or if they're just, being
Right.
creeps or just trying to.
Yeah, I do get quite a bit of that actually. Like I have a FetLife page and my producer runs that whole thing because it's just too many messages. It's like 150 messages, like a week or something, maybe a day. It was too much for me anyway. I'm not sure how many, but I just can't handle it. And there is a lot of, like people who are just trying to hook up, and like I like sex, but I'm really about business with it, and I don't want to just do random hookups and stuff. Part of the reason I decided to do it was because I do love sex and it's safe. It's a safe way to do it because you can choose who you work with, and everybody you work with is tested, and like so. Yeah, I do have to man some of those. And like some of them are legit, but it's really hard to tell which ones are which. And then there's a lot of flakes who are like they'll set something up with you and then cancel last minute or don't show up, or yeah, it's a lot of messing around.
Now, also being an adult performer and getting a lot of people that want to do work with you, how much longer do you see you doing something like this? Is this something that like obviously still started new into this, but is there something that like you want to do long term, or do you have ideas and dreams of wanting to do other things, maybe doing like producing, editing, stuff of different natures like that?
I do have a lot of bigger dreams that I'm kind of working towards. So I mean, I'm going to do this as long as I can and as long as it's profitable. And then if I ever get to the point where I have enough, revenue to do my big dreams, then I will.
Very awesome. We got a couple questions here from fans. Says we put it out there on our socials that you were going to be on the show, and a lot of fans wanted to know different things. So a lot of fans were curious of like what is some of your favorite positions? What are things that kind of get honey in the mood? Like is there a thing that a niche or something that kind of gets you ready and revved up?
I do love to give blowjobs. That actually does turn me on, and I also I guess I it depends on the dick really. What positions are my favorite because different dicks feel good in different positions. So it's like I do really enjoy riding a lot. I like to ride and I like doggy style. I guess I'm not real picky. I just kind of like it all.
So there you have it, guys that are hitting me up and they're like, what they want to know, they want to know how they could shoot their shot at you, and we're like, what gets her going, what gets her excited, and I'm like, hey,
It's
I mean,
not
that's
hard.
something I can ask. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's very hard. I mean, it's like if you're breathing and you have a dick, and you know what I mean, she's willing to, blow you, so it's like it's
Yeah,
one.
I'm down.
Now, do you have a social life as far? I mean, obviously, you say you don't get the time to do a lot of different things, but like, dating, obviously coming off a divorce, having a lot of kids, being a grandmother, like, what, like, do you get a chance to even think about social dating?
No, I don't date at all. I'm just like dating is messy and I don't like it. So I'm a firm no dater.
Now, do you ever not see like yourself ever like getting married again, or was it so traumatizing from the last marriage that you're like, you know what, one and done, I tried this, like, I'm content with never, settling down again.
Yeah, I am content. It was super traumatizing and I'm not interested in trying that again.
All right, so all the guys that said you got a ring for her, might want to hold on to that.
Sorry, guys.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I mean, what other things do you enjoy, like other than rings? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously, maybe they can trade it in and, get you something else, like a down payment on a car or something. I don't know.
Yeah, anything else, really.
Anything else besides the ring? Keep the ring. She's not trying to get married. Um, Now, you mentioned that you have a website coming out, and kind of let everybody know about this website. What are the features of it? What can people find on this
Okay,
website?
it's called oneluckyguy.net is and it's launched right now. We're about to start posting things on it, but the whole premise behind it is just one lucky guy is like average guys getting to do shoots with porn stars. So there's me, and then there's going to be a few other girls, in the cache for people to like. We're going to have contests where you can, put your name in the hat to be drawn as a winner of the one lucky guy, and then you can get to shoot a scene with one of the porn stars. So I mean that's really kind of the premise of it. But we're going to post other stuff too. We're going to have some of the gangbangs on there and other videos that'll be super fun. We're not exactly sure what to put up yet. We're still working through all that stuff, but it should be pretty good.
Now, what are the qualifications for like one of these fans and they sign up for it? I mean, do they have to go through testing? Do they have to provide like any other information? I mean, there's a lot of logistics that go into this.
Yeah, we do require recent tests, and then there is some paperwork for release so that we can post things and stuff like that. I think that's pretty much all they have to do is be tested and sign release forms, and then if you have a dick, you're good to go.
Now, you say if you have your dick, you're good to go, but what about like if women are like, are they open to the
Oh
idea
yeah,
of, yeah, women too?
oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay. Now,
No prejudice.
Exotica season's here, and one of the great things about Exotica is I say it's a judge-free zone. A lot of people go to Exotica with the mindset that Exotica is, like there's all kinds of craziness going on there, but there's areas in there for everybody. So if you have a fetish, if you have a like or desire or something, you can find it at Exotica. But is this your first Exotica experience in New Jersey, or have you done these before?
I did. The first one was Chicago in March or April, I think, of this year. I went to that one, and that was my first time. So it was really cool, yeah, to see all that.
Did you have like a mindset or framing of what you thought it was going to be, and then when you got there, were kind of shocked by anything? Because I hear a lot of people have gone for the first time, and they're like culture shock, like did not realize that there was so many different forms of adult entertainment out there. What was your first experience like when you walked into Exotica?
I was really surprised because I kind of thought it would be kind of a closed off thing, where everybody like comes in looking normal and then goes and gets crazy, but everybody was walking in looking crazy. Like I was like, wow, everybody just walks around like this. That's so crazy. But yeah, all the body positivity going on was really nice to see, and yeah, so many different booths and different stuff, and it was really cool. It was a good experience.
I tell people it's like Comic Con for porn. Like
Yeah, it was.
you're gonna see people there in outfits like cosplaying, and last year I seen a guy who was dressed as a big condom. It was like one of those outfits that you put on. It looks like a condom, and then another guy was like in one of those blow up uniforms that looks like a penis. That was like a condom and a penis, and they were just chasing each other around like Tom and Jerry throughout the whole convention floor. So, I mean, even if you're not there to see talent and you just want to run around and just just do things that you probably can't do in your neighborhood because they would probably call the police on you.
Right.
Here's an area for you to do it. But fans are going to get a chance to see you there. So, what can fans expect when they go to see you? Like, what will you be offering to them when they go to see you?
We're gonna have some merchandise and some lists of different activities we can do, and yeah, we can do autographs and photos, and there's gonna be me and four other girls in the booth, so so it should be pretty fun. We're gonna have lots of good stuff to offer.
And you can get more information at exoticaexpo.com, and you'll be able to see Honey there. I got a couple more questions from fans because a lot of fans were sending in a lot of great questions. So I want to try to get to some of these questions, and we like to keep people anonymous because we don't know if they have significant others that are listening. But, one fan wanted to know, and you kind of answered this a little bit, so you love giving head, but like, is there a secret talent or something that you may have that people would be really shocked by? And saying sucking dick, I guess it's a secret talent, but it's not a secret anymore. But is there something that like people would be shocked to know about you?
Um, Boy, I don't know. Like you said, it's kind of all out there. I don't know if there's any secrets. I guess it's kind of a vibe. I think that part of my secret is that I really vibe well with people, and I think they can feel that. So if you want to know my secret talent, you'd have to feel it for yourself.
Sounds like a great invite. I mean, hey, I'm willing to figure out what the secret talent is. Like you got to feel it to believe it. So another guy sends in a message and he says, "I'm a huge fan of Honey's. Can you please ask her what I can bring to Exotica as a gift?" So people love to bring gifts to Exotica. They love to, like bring things that kind of, show their admiration for you. Like, was there something that somebody can bring?
Oh, that's so sweet. I love poetry. If anyone wants to write me a poem, that melts my heart. Or I don't know. I really appreciate just the thought of it. Anything with a thought behind it is so sweet, and I appreciate that so much.
So there you have it. Get your pad out, start writing your verses, and maybe you'll get the opportunity. If that guy is listening, hit me up. If we're in the same area, we gotta videotape this. Maybe you can get on like one knee and just recite the poem for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be a moment at Exotica to hold on to forever. You got to, or maybe if it doesn't want to get on one knee, maybe if it's a poem, maybe it's a freestyle rap or something. You know what I mean? We get somebody to drop a
For
beat for
sure.
him. We get somebody there to beatbox for him, and he can kind of just rap to you.
That's awesome.
But speaking of rap and music and everything, another person want to know: do you have celebrity crushes? Is there anybody that you have a crush on? Do you have like a look?
I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp and Heath Ledger. It's more their personalities than their looks, probably. But yeah, that's what I'd say.
So those are the things that catch your eyes, like the Heath Ledger look, the Johnny Depp look, the kind of like the bad boy rebel look.
It's the piercing eyes through your soul look.
Is that what it is? All right. So
Yeah.
they're writing down their poems. They're looking in the mirror. They're getting their game face
Practicing
look
up.
on. Yeah, these guys, you got a little bit of time here to practice, and you can go check her out at Exotica in New Jersey. Social media is a big thing. So where can people find you at on social media? Like, obviously we have fans that already know where to find you on social media, but we want to make sure they're actually talking to you and not talking to, me or some other rando guy that's just, hey, pretending to be Honey.
Right. So oneluckyguy.net is the website, and then you can find me on Twitter X as Honey Butter. Right now it's called Honey Butter Booking for Exotica, New Jersey. So you can find me there, and then I do have a FetLife page, but I don't really go on that much. And I think that's it. I'm on Pornhub a few places and Private Society, but I don't really have my own stuff on there.
Well, we gotta work on getting your own stuff on there. So we got a to-do list here: poems, facial expressions, helping you get more of this content on there. So, guys, and you're open to people just hitting you up, asking you to, shoot content. So definitely hit her up on those socials. Lastly, before we let you go, like, what are some things that you can kind of tease? Like, we obviously know Exotica and the website and everything, but is there something that you can kind of tease going into 2026? Because, we're finishing up 25 here, going into a new year. What is something that people can kind of get excited about for the next year for Honey Butter?
So we do some traveling around. So I'm not sure where we're planning on going in 2026, but we go to different big cities around the country and do gangbangs, and you could have opportunities to do the contest for the one lucky guy and stuff. So if you keep your eyes peeled and stay posted, you can see where we're going to be and maybe get a chance at it.
So there you go. Continue to follow her on socials. Continue to follow her on her website that's going to be launching. Also, check her out at Exotica, New Jersey, in Edison, New Jersey this weekend. EXXXOTICA.com. You can get all the details on there on tickets and addresses and how to get there. And when you get there, find the map. You'll find out what booth she's at. Do you know what booth or what table yet, or where you'll be at? Or
Yes,
you
it's booth 856.
There you go, booth 856. Perfect. The area code of New Jersey. 856. So there you go. Have her check her out there, booth 856. Honey, we appreciate you talking to us, getting to know you a little bit, and we can't wait to say hello and mingle with you a little bit up at Exotica. And we thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
I appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much. Hi, this is Honey Butter, and you're listening to Mixed Master B on MMB